What's going on, everyone? The Daily Pleb here, and today we're going to be taking another look at Twitter or X, whatever. In particular, we're going to be looking at Asmongold. He really seems to have set X on fire. This is from October 6th, so yesterday at 8:43 p.m. And let's go ahead and get into it. So this all started off with the Rolling Stone. I voted for none of this. Prominent influencers, including Theo Von, Joe Rogan, and Andrew Schultz, are starting to distance themselves from the president they helped propel to the White House. Asmongold responds, aside from the Epstein stuff, Trump is doing exactly what he said he would do. Maybe there's too many crying Karens on social media, so they're afraid of the optics, but this seems so dishonest. It won't work either, the bridge is burned, and those people will always hate them. Now, I want to comment on this just a little bit. I do think Trump has given most of his promises. He promised tariffs, he got them. He promised a border. It's, according to his administration, it's secure. There's been no illegal crossings. Pete Hegseth is posting videos of, striking boats. As far as wars go, Thailand and Cambodia, Pakistan and India, even though India says he didn't help, Pakistan said he did. It's your choice. Of course, to Russia and Israel, I think it would be foolish to think he would actually solve those. I think that's just posturing to make his opponent look worse, being Biden. So really, it is true. And I never thought the Epstein stuff would come out, to be honest. But me personally, I always just assume politicians and entertainment people are the worst people on earth, so it doesn't really matter to me. It's just my opinion. So You Gotta Believe comes in with 27 likes. Aside from the Epstein stuff, it's a pretty big thing to not deliver on. Now he's thinking of pardoning Ghislaine. Realistically, even if Trump released the files, unless it condemned him and other elites, many people would say it's edited/fake. I watched his comments on Ghislaine today, I didn't get the impression he was considering a pardon. Why are people saying this? As far as I think, I don't care about the files, because I'm sorry, a flight list doesn't represent guilty. Like, it doesn't make you guilty because you were at a place. Kash Patel, I'm pretty sure, in one of his earlier interviews, said that he was looking at video footage in which he had to watch people commit acts, with individuals. I would much rather you persecute those people that we have on footage, on tape, doing things, instead of, having a flight list that could potentially, ruin America's, foreign policy, right? Because I don't know. It's one of those things where, I don't think flight lists would be enough to even convict people who just cause problems. I would much rather we focus on the video evidence that we have, or supposedly have, assuming Kash Patel wasn't lying, that we had evidence on it, is what I would hope. But, that's just my take. I know a lot of people just want the whole unfettered list, which is completely your prerogative. You Gotta Believe comes in. Show more. Oops. At this point, I think the American people just want the unredacted list. That's what I was saying. It's probably got elites from both sides, and every single person who actually did something illegal on that island deserves to be outed. See, that's what I'm saying. Actually did something illegal. So why not? We have footage, apparently, according to Kash Patel. It's what I would prefer, that we focus on. Trump said that he'd have to look at a pardon when asked. He was asked the same thing, asking about a Diddy pardon. I did see that, about the Diddy thing. But, I don't think he's serious about the pardon. I feel like deflecting. I could be wrong, to be honest. If the unredacted list didn't have the names people wanted, I don't think the public would accept it as legitimate. By destroying the public trust, Trump has effectively killed any hope of this issue ever being resolved. This is true. I do think Trump, when he was saying release the list, I feel like he should have just released the list. I really do. I felt like him saying we're going to do it, even though I believed it was never going to happen. I still feel like you should have done it. And then after you release it, you can say, keep in mind, most of the people on these lists were just there, and we actually have video evidence of people doing things. Those are the people we're going to be going after, but here's the list. We want to be known for transparency. Here's a transparent. Not everybody on the list is guilty. We have footage. Those are the ones we're going after. I feel like if you just did that, we would have zero of these problems. But I do think Asmon is right. By continuing to ignore it, he's allowed it to snowball and snowball and snowball and snowball until now it's going to be, this is, the next big conspiracy. No one's going to let this go, no matter what. I think that's true. I think that maybe campaigning on releasing the files so hard and having an FBI director that also pushed for this contributes to everything having these legitimate questions. Mike Johnson come out saying that Trump was a FBI informant and backtracking would also be weird. I don't remember this happening, but to be fair, I'm not super into politics constantly. I could believe it happening. Campaigning on releasing the file so hard, if you can't make a point without a revisionist history / basically blatantly lying, then there's probably no point to be made. Can you see being disingenuous, intellectually dishonest could cost you credibility you may have? This is just wrong. I watched every some of Trump's speeches when he was running. He was definitely talking about the Epstein list. This is cope. This is cope, and I actually support what Trumpster's doing at the moment. And I think that's all of Asmongold's interaction, and that's what mainly this video is about. But yeah. So that was happening yesterday on Twitter, X. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye now.